What does it stand for?
So Keller Williams,
There you go.
the largest real estate company in the world,
Yeah.
also the number one real estate company in the world now. I don't know that we were then. I believe we came out of that shift. We went into the shift in 2008 at number 4. We came out of that shift at number 1 in the entire real estate industry. So shifts are my favorite thing, and I'll talk about that hopefully a bit today.
Yep.
So I come to KW and I start for the first time in real estate being told about businesses. And I've, like I said, always had an affinity for the entrepreneurial style, creating business opportunities out of thin air, doing that sort of stuff. And so here I am being told all of a sudden that I can do this real estate thing as a business. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm not just a salesperson. I don't just have to sell for the rest of my life, which I'd always dreaded and hated. And there's this model, there's this book, the MREA, and people start to say, well, you can build a business with it. And so I go do that and my business falls apart again. I'm just like, oh man, like what am I missing? And that's where the first kind of clue to business came up for me, where it was like, who you surround yourself with matters. And I realized that I was in an environment that nobody was successful in. And it's no offense to any of those realtors. A lot of great people were there. A lot of great businesses were there. I think most of those people have moved on from that particular location at this point. But it's one of those things where I wasn't surrounded by people that were growth minded and thinking about building businesses. I was surrounded by people that were happy to do sales, and that's okay for everyone.
You were given a silver spoon and a clear path to success from the start.
No, dude,
Right.
we came from nothing, right? Like, I mean, when I talk about my grandma's farm, I'm talking about one of the poorest, most beautiful countries in the world, in Jamaica. Like, I didn't come from anything. We were immigrants. We moved to Canada when I was 14. I still have a picture of what our apartment looked like. Like, we lived in an apartment, 4 people in a 2-bedroom apartment. And we had our TV on the box we bought it on. And that box doubled as our dining room table and sometimes as our plaything because we had nothing. And so
Wow.
my mom worked extremely hard to provide for my brother and I. She made so many huge sacrifices. She's a big part of my why. And so every step of the way, I have had to grind it and grow it organically, sometimes inorganically, but there was never a handout. I said, yeah, but I'm happy. And he said, good, I'm happy for you. He goes, but you're fucking selfish, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like, that's like, screw you, man. Like, what do you mean? Like, I donate, I give back to charity, I do all this stuff. Like, what do you mean? And he said, you're in a world that with the person you are and the way that you think and the talent you possess, you could go on and do some really incredible things. And more importantly, help change even more lives and help more people and do more with what you have. And it took me a while to really grasp what he was saying, but because I'd always had enough for me and my family. And I never thought about helping and changing the lives of others. And then all of a sudden that became the mission. And I realized that I couldn't do that if I stayed small. You can't actually help anybody playing small. You can't do anything. You can't save, like, there's nothing you can do if you only ever have enough for you.